channel. My name is Ashley. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a return viewer, I appreciate you coming back week after week. So today's video stemmed from the verse of the day on the Holy Bible app, and I just thank God for it. So the verse of the day was coming from Colossians chapter 3 verse 2, and when I read it the first time, a word stood out to me instantly, and I want to see what word stands out to you. Put it in the comment section below if something stands out to you. So the verse just says, set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth. So did anything stand out when you just heard that? Go ahead and type it below. So for me, the very first thing that stood out was the word set. And I just read it this morning, still probably have sleep. That stood out to me. When I read it again, it stood out. And then I looked up the word set. I haven't really looked up definitions in a while. I used to do that a lot. Even before I even looked it up, it was a word that it was a call to action. Okay, when you set something, it's intentional. You place it. In yoga they say set your intention, so that's like you focus on one word throughout class, whether it's peace, whatever it is, you're setting that intention. So this is a purposeful act to set your mind on things above and not on things on the earth. And so this entire Colossians chapter 3 is amazing. I invite everyone to read it. The very first verses in the Holy Bible app is entitled Not Carnality But Christ. And so carnality means physical, especially dealing with like sexual needs and activities. But basically carnality is things of the world, we'll say. So and it's physical. Okay, so that goes into what feels good. Physical feels good. And whereas Christ, we know, is holy, and he doesn't operate in feelings and emotions. He operates in the spirit. So that's what we're wanting to do as we draw near to Christ. And the only two verses I'm going to read are verse 2 and 12. So verse 12 just says that section is titled The Character of the New Man. Okay, so these verses are telling us that we have to put away these old ways, the carnal ways, the anger, the malice, and it lists a lot. But verse 12, it immediately says that now we're the elect of God, holy and beloved. Put on the new man. And so that word put requires a call to action. But I really love how it automatically changes us to the elect of God, holy and beloved. Those words are touching. That should make you feel good to know you're elected by God. Okay, that's the top notch, right? So this is who you are now. And it should change the way you walk. It should change the way you carry yourself, because you're not just a nobody. I could care less. You could tell me, Ashley, I've done the worst things in the world. I've done everything wrong, even when I said I was saved. But to me, look at it like this. That makes you being called elect that much greater. Because if I was perfect, if I had nothing wrong with me and I was elect, it would just be like, okay, that makes sense. But if I'm the dirtiest, filthiest rag and just someone that was homeless on the street, or we look at prostitutes as really low people, and now they're in a position where they're recognized as elect of God, beloved, that is huge, not only to them, but it makes people look like, wasn't that so-and-so? Didn't she used to do X, Y, and Z? Yeah, that was me. And when you understand and grasp who you are, in spite of, because of, it just, mind is blown, and you can be free. God comes to set the captive free, and who the Son sets free is free indeed. So we have to be intentional about what we're setting our minds on, what we're putting into us, because there's so many sayings and proverbs and things like that talk about, I think there's an Indian proverb that says, which beast will grow, and it's the one you feed. Okay, so if you're feeding your flesh, that's what's going to grow. That's how you're going to act. That's how you're going to operate. But if you're feeding the spirit, that's how you're going to walk. That's how you're going to move. And the Bible says, so a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what you're putting in is going to come out. It's not even going to have to be hard. It's just going to be natural. And so that's why so many people are walking around with this a personified holy person, but are able to cuss you out and can't speak to you because it's fake. That's who they truly are. Okay, people say when a certain person comes into the office, all these people are going crazy. That's who they've been the entire time. It's just now they feel comfortable and the real them is coming out. Okay, so just stay encouraged. Like you're in the image of Christ. I invite you to read Colossians chapter 3 because it's really good, and it tells us some things that we must do, that we must put aside and put on. And so we can't just be like, okay, God, change me, make me like you. No, it tells us to set. Like that is a word for us to do. That's for us to do these things. And we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to make the steps in the right direction to get those things done and to spend time in his presence and in his word to be more like him. God bless you all. Have an amazing day.